Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all doing? It's Thursday, December 9th. I missed y'all yesterday. I know y'all were in good hands with Jason. If y'all want him back, when y'all want him back, just let me know when you need a break from the accent and the analogies. But I'm back. I'm here. Small little medical thingy yesterday. A good dose of propofol and knocked me out. That's always pretty cool. Anyway, I'm back. It is 8:24 a.m. Eastern, 6:24 a.m. Mountain Time. I hope your morning is just going smoothly. So right now we have ES pulling back just slightly. Insert reason here. When we have these pullbacks over here, let's say this one was COVID, this one was Powell, this one was Evergrande, whatever. There's always, everyone starts searching for a reason. Why are we down? Why are we down? Why are we up? It's just crowd psychology. And I personally don't need to know why. I just trade the charts. But with the size of this move up, a bull flag is most likely scenario on the daily. Plenty of room. So the question, will this pullback be healthy, or will it be something deeper that leads to equilibrium? We don't know, but we will trade it as we go. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. Good morning, Pete, Jorge, Steven, Blue Dog, John, George, Amera, Asia. I'm so glad to be back. Hey, Mal, Neil, Roger, Dino, Emad, Night Truck, Greg, Onik, Lisa, Brian. Good morning. Thank you, MG and Neil, for modding. I appreciate it. I have so much to talk to y'all about. I'm for sure going to run out of time before Denzi goes live at 7 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Denzi will be live in the Chart Guys community. We have 3 live sessions a day in the Chart Guys community where we go over the market, where we are in the market, the structure of the market, and we answer whatever questions you have about technical analysis, a particular chart you're looking at, a particular trade you may already be in, and you're asking for advice. And we do that 3 times a day in the room. Hey, Judd, I appreciate you being here too. Tammy, Veronica, Mary, hey, y'all. You enjoyed Dad. Hey, Henry, how are ya? Thanks for being here, everyone, and thank you to my mods. I appreciate you. I will take one request right now before I get started with the market and the indices. Then I'll go over crypto, commodities, movers, and shakers of the day. Hit the like button, please. Thanks, Mal. I appreciate it. He tried to be funny. Yeah. It has to come natural, right? These sayings that I have. My grandmother could not say good morning without saying something. If it was windy outside, it was so windy it blew a chicken in a Coke bottle. Like everything she said, every statement had an is that a euphemism? I should know that. But she had a saying for everything. All right. Let's see, who asked first? Hey, Danny, Mom is back. Twitter. Kathy Wood said some positive things about Twitter this morning. We have a daily inside bar from yesterday. So you notice whenever you ask me a question, if you ask me a question, oh, wrong, I didn't have the magnet. If you ask me a question, you say, Lori, I need to know the 1 minute chart. Even if you need to know the 1 minute chart, I'll still zoom out to the daily. We always have to have context. So we have a daily inside bar yesterday, and we're breaking bull over that with force. This actually looks like a cup and handle pattern here. Look at this. It's probably better on shorter time frames, like the 4 hour. Yep. So 46.50 was the resistance. We're over that now. Your next resistance is 47.76. This is the initial reaction of Jack Dorsey leaving. I would just disregard that. 47.76. This may be a great day trading name today. I like your pick. I like your question. NVIDIA is on my list. ICP USD. And by the way, I am currently shorting MANA. M-A-N-A. It has a 10-minute diamond bearish reversal pattern. Okay, ICP. Daily inside bar, that's a pretty big range. 33, 34, 29.09, yeah, $4 range, that's pretty big. We may stay inside that all day, but let's look at it on the hourly. That is not a falling wedge. It just looks like a, and I know you didn't say it was, but in my head, I'm like, oh, that looks like a falling wedge. No, it's probably a great bear flag on the 2 hour. Yep, you see it? Bear flag on the 2 hour. We popped up above and now we're rejecting next support, 29.78. Aw, thank you. Phil said it was as natural as a dog hugging a cat, but was funny. Yeah, a goat pancake. What was he thinking? I was sitting outside the surgery center yesterday thinking, no, Jason, don't give him that one. But it made y'all laugh, and it did make me laugh. So on AMD on the 4 hour, let me look, Mary. No, I don't see it. And I don't like to say absolutely not to anyone because there is some subjectivity to what we do. And of course, I don't want to think that my analysis is so superior over anybody else's. We are holding the 50 RSI. We do have a squeeze, but we do have declining bull volume. This could be a bear flag we need to be aware of on the 4 hour. But if you said you have to call this some type of pattern, I would say it's a failed inverse head and shoulders where we're not coming up high enough on this right side. But for right now, let's see. We had a beautiful EQ that broke bear end of day and then recovered. I don't like it on the daily, Mary, so you're probably barking up the right tree. Silver is dipping, and then we're going to get started on the indices. Last one. Oh yeah, wow. That is a daily bear flag confirmed. 21.41 is your next support. All right. Good morning. You have arrived at the pregame show. This is a show where I wake up in the morning around 3 a.m. and I pick up all the puzzle pieces that were thrown on the floor overnight by the market. And then I start putting the puzzle pieces together. And then I just tell you what I see. And then, of course, as soon as I turn my microphone off, new information enters the market and things change. So I just give you the structure of what I see. I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day, and that's the pregame show. And I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. We have a community of a couple, 1,000 of my closest friends where we trade together, share setups, and anyway, that's what we do. So we basically do 2 things per day for the public for free. The pregame show and Dan's after hours market review Monday through Thursday. I don't think he does one on Friday. And on the weekend, he only does a market review for our TCG subscribers. And of course, we do this because we want to attract people to our community, and we absolutely love helping people. So it is twofold. I won't hide from the fact that we do want y'all to come join us and our family, but our goal is to help people. So let's get started with the indices. If you're interested in my chart setup, it's on the screen now. I'm going to delete it so it's not so busy. And you'll notice I've added the back burner trade indicator. It is the TCG back burner indicator. I have added it to my chart. It is so fun. I love it. And back burner is basically a TCG concept that Dan has created, and Jason developed an indicator around that process. So what I'm looking at is a potential daily bull flag in play. And what I would look for is some type of mean reversion on this 4 hour to the 21 EMA area. So 46.50 over here. That's why none of my levels, I didn't have my magnet turned on earlier. Every level I go over, we'll have to verify because I did not have my magnet turned on. Okay, so 46.50.75, this level here. Don't forget, prior resistance could act as support, and that kind of generally lines up with that 21 EMA. If we were to pause in that area, then I would say we have a bull flag on the table as the most likely scenario. If we go past 46.50, then I would say an EQ is most likely. We have a back burner indicator, not a scanner. A scanner would be cool though, wouldn't it? Evergrande did default. I don't think so. I think that Evergrande, and even more so, this may be controversial, but I think Evergrande and COVID headlines are just whatever excuses CNBC can come up with because they're not technical analysts to explain what's happening on the chart. It's just, we're extended. This took a lot of buying power, a ton of buying power to get price up here. So what kind of move are we talking about? 5% move in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. That is extreme, an absolute extreme move. So I think, sure, if it's Evergrande, whatever, it's Barney, it's the Teletubbies, I don't know, whatever reason you want to call this, whatever's happening, then that's okay. That works too. But right now, it is just, we're extended. And bulls bought the dip and found this as an opportunity. And some people are even going to label this rally as the Santa rally, whatever. It's the Easter Bunny rally, whatever you want to call it. But bulls obviously think that things are a little cheap. So what do I tell y'all on daily bull flags when we're looking for one? What do I like to happen? So you see we have a daily inside bar inside yesterday's range, but if we break bear just a tiny bit, break bear, so break that level 467175, and then without a lot of follow through, then bingo, we have a bull flag on the table. So that's what I'm looking for. Hourly support 4671, 4666, and then 4650. Don't forget that level. I had this name. Yeah, we did, MG. You're right. Okay, so this name here, I follow black box stocks. I use them for my unusual options flow. And this morning I saw that they had an alert on a stock that was running, IINN. And I saw it right in here. And I'm like, you know what? There's so many people are going to get trapped right here and the pullback when the brokerage platform opens. So just remember, when the brokerage platforms open, you're going to get a lot of wicks and people see that things are open and they're like, oh my God, look at all that profit. And then they sell. So typically when you have that initial run up, you're going to have another, okay, everybody's buying it now. You're going to have another opportunity to enter at a lower price. So price loves to go back to the EMA. Think of it as their bench and take a break. So don't get caught in that initial run up. Man, this is going to be a mover today. I don't have any. I don't want any. I hope whoever's in it makes a lot of money. 506 is your next resistance. But I just wanted to show you, look at the timing. If you're trying to play something pre-market, before 6 o'clock traps a lot of bulls, then it pulls back. When the brokerage platforms open, you usually see profit taking initially, and then that gives you another opportunity to get in. And here, that would have been a great opportunity to get in. Okay, Nasdaq. Oh, for price precedes news. I don't think that the news, so with COVID, there's going to be exceptions like mRNA. What a hugely driven, I'm glad you asked that question because I've been wanting to say this for a while. mRNA, this name gets so super, super extreme. Look at this. Look at that and look at that. Now, if you're looking at the hourly or 4-hour chart, you're like, oh my God, it's oversold. Oh my God, it's overbought. This name, I'm going to say something really crazy, does not adhere to technical rules with RSI because it's a heavily driven news name. So RSI, you might as well just take it off your chart with mRNA. It can go further down a lot longer than you can remain solvent, and same thing to the upside. It can go a lot farther up than bears can remain solvent. So this has a potential daily bear flag, FYI. But we do have names that are very news driven, and they are very difficult to trade if you just apply all of your technical rules the same to every chart. It doesn't always work like that. You have to be aware when you're dealing with a different animal, and mRNA is for sure a different beast. All right, Nasdaq. Thank you, Judd. We got some jobs numbers. Nothing extreme yet. I appreciate all of y'all. So same thing with Nasdaq. Nasdaq daily inside bar. I would love a tiny little bear break without a lot of follow through, and give me a dip buy opportunity on those names that I want to establish either more of a position in or an initial position in, like Amazon. I want Amazon, I want Nvidia, and I want Tesla. So come on, pull back. Just come on, put it on sale. I only buy things on sale, so put it on sale. 1625150 is your support. But if we were to get to this level, 1612175, that would be too much of a pullback in my opinion. Well, let me do that math to make sure and forget opinions because they suck. 16093. Okay, so we could go all the way to 1609350 and still be a bull flag. Kids, if you're listening, suck is a bad word. Okay. And I should not have used it. So RTY earlier was looking like a diamond bearish reversal pattern to me. But typically you want to see on the right side, you want to see an EQ. And this thing's so weak it can't even do an EQ. So 22439 is your next support. And below that, 22222. So this tells me, so RTY and YM, they were leading us just a couple days ago when we were looking at this. Was that Monday when we were looking at YM and RTY were stronger? And then Nasdaq really stepped up their game, especially Tuesday, I believe. Getting my days all mixed up, and I'm going to blame it on the propofol. But it seems like they are definitely lagging the market now, and we've got Nasdaq leading. Okay, Bitcoin. Haven't looked at this. Bitcoin, we currently have an hourly inside bar, pretty weak. Sailor's been buying more Bitcoin. It came out today. So we're looking for a higher low compared to 42,333. Got plenty of room for that higher low to form. Got oversold there. I'm just looking at, if someone said, hey, I want an entry compared to 42,000, how would you do it? I'm guessing wait for that first hourly oversold. I like that trade, so I'm going to set an alert. Tell me when RSI crosses 30 on the hourly. I like that trade for a potential bottom fish opportunity on Bitcoin. And that would be around 48,000. How do I know that? Because that's part of the back burner trade indicator. It lets you know where RSI is on the chart. Ethereum holding up a little bit better than Bitcoin. Actually, a lot better. We're looking for a potential 4-hour higher low compared to 4226. Resistance 4490. Gold, is it super weak? I'm assuming this, when was the news this morning? Here. I'm assuming that's when silver dipped. I don't know. This looks a little bit more constructive than that silver chart someone asked me about. So this is not an ideal right shoulder, but I would say this could be a 5-minute inverse head and shoulders. On gold, your hourly resistance is way up at 1788, and the bears will be waiting right here. If price were to get up there, they'd be waiting right there. So weak chart, we would look for lower high on any hourly bounce. Next support 1772, and then resistance on the 15-minute is this little pop-up 1779. Oil, I don't like it. Okay, so I told y'all Tuesday I liked it for a short. We're running into a downtrending 21 EMA. I don't like it. That's a bearish reversal candle forming on the daily. I am currently in a oil short. Now, I wouldn't suggest you shorting down here, down in the hole. I'm short from over here. But on any bounce, I think that you could position yourself for a short on oil. This chart does not look good. So on the daily, let's see. Can I safely say that? No. So we have a potential 4-hour head and shoulders forming. Joey pointed this out to me this morning. But I want to know when that daily lower high is set, and it's not decisively set yet. Did I give you any support levels? 70.91 is your next support on oil nat gas. We have inventory this morning, and the nat gas bulls are praying to Buddha or baby Jesus, whoever. They're 7-pound baby Jesus. That's from Talladega Nights, in case you're wondering. They're praying to somebody that it'll get them out of this daily bull flag. And I just don't know that God or Buddha really care about the nat gas chart. I don't know. Maybe they do. But we got a daily bear flag set up on nat gas, and something's got to give on this chart. The bulls are still looking for a monthly high or low, but there's no sign of them. I mean, are they going to have to go down and touch 3396 here in order for that to find any level of support? We've almost mean reverted. The mean reversion is at 3528. So I have so it's 644, and I still haven't even gone over any movers and shakers yet, but okay. Let me go over my notes. All right. Before any day trades or swing trades, I want you to ask yourself, where is price in relation to the key moving averages? You always need to know where price is, where the EMAs are in relation to price. Are the EMAs overhead? If so, think about it as a ceiling. It's just like having, come on, move. It's just like having a ceiling overhead. I need a drawing chart. So here, if the EMA is overhead and price is here, and then, or if it's below, it can act as support, or resistance is if it's overhead. And I know that this is very kindergarten, and I'm not trying to be insulting to anybody, but I think it's really important we always ask ourselves, where are these EMAs? Where is it on the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the hourly, the 15-minute, the 5-minute? Is if the EMAs, if the answer to that question on all of those time frames are the EMAs are overhead, short any bounce, stay with the trend. If the answer to all of those questions is below, it's below price, then stay long. Always ask yourself, where is EMA in relation to the price and the slope of the EMA? What is this SOTIMA? Slope of the EMA. So if we have a slope down, and look at this 50 EMA, look at that nosedive. That tells you how fast the bears are driving the bus. They are in control of this bus, and it tells you they're driving at 70 miles an hour because the slope, SOTIMA, slope of the EMA. And same thing to the upside. Let me show you. Let's go back to this little name. And look at this EMA. Who's driving the bus? The bulls. How fast are they driving it? 60 miles an hour. Who's driving the bus here? Nobody. How fast are they going? Nowhere. They're parked. That's sideways action, or otherwise identified as my least favorite word, chop. Air pockets. Are there air pockets between price and the EMA? Or is EMA just serving as support or resistance? And is a mean reversion likely? What do I mean? So on the daily here, on ES, come on. Our 21 EMA is here. So 462975. So this is my label on TradingView that I have turned on telling me, show me my indicator label value. Okay, so my 8 EMA is at 4642. My 21 EMA is at 4629. So we could theoretically return to 4629 and be healthy. And that sounds super scary for bulls, but the smart bulls are waiting right there to buy. They're waiting to buy. That is a mean reversion. Let's look at it on the hourly. Do you see how we were getting an air pocket between price and the 21 EMA? And then we came back and touched it. So that's when price gets super extended. Look at this air pocket between price and the 8 EMA. Air pocket between price and the 8 EMA. Look at where those air pockets are. And then EMAs often act like magnets, and it just zips up price and it just comes back and snaps to it. So those are my EMA thoughts. And then it's random, y'all. I don't mean to be random. It just happens. So market internals, a note on market internals. If IWM is having an extreme move, it lessens the importance of the tick indicator for me. I've taught y'all the tick trick, the 8 EMA average, 8 EMA being over the 0 line on tick. On the 5-minute, if it's above the 0 line, we have a high probability of getting a trend day, staying bullish, and vice versa. However, I throw the tick trick out the window if IWM is having an extreme day, because IWM has 2,000 names in it and S&P only has 500 names in it. So it can overwhelm the market internals and make them noisy. And why am I saying this today? It's because I am looking for more IWM weakness than any other sector. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I'm just reminding myself when we open, if tick is super, super noisy and IWM is pulling back hard and Apple's staying kind of flat-ish, then just don't get overly bearish on the market if IWM is making your tool noisy. So just remember that. All right, now let's get to movers and shakers. I theoretically try to finish by 6:50 and we're just now getting started, but let's go. Okay, CNC. I am looking for CNC for a possible top fish. Why? Look at XLV. XLV broke this high by 17 yes, I'm doing the math correctly. 17 cents. So this is a high, I wouldn't say high probability, but it's a nice low risk top fish entry on XLV. So that makes me go to XLV. And I go to the relative rotation graph in XLV and say which of these top names are getting extended. You see these tails moving down. This is the 5-week period, and this is their motion. This chart goes clockwise. So it makes me go look at some of these names saying, is there any name in here that has a clear top fish? And I found one, and that was CNC. Do you see how it has a top fish set up? So we hit 73.25, and the high over here is 74.32 and 74.29. So we broke this high by 3 pennies. So this is a top fish setup with a low risk. So I don't know what the options are like on this thing. I'm sure they have shorts available, but and if you get stopped out, you could put your stop right above, let's say 74.38 or something like that, and stop out if you're wrong. So those are the type setups that I like. So if you have a small account and you're inconsistently profitable, you can't afford all these knife cuts because it's going to stop you out of the game. So you need to focus, in my opinion, focus on setups where you have your support nearby if you're long or your resistance nearby if you're short. And here's a perfect chart for someone with a small account who is working on becoming consistently profitable. Enter a short on a name like this, put your stop 10 cents above resistance, and let it play out. And then also, most importantly, let it play out. If you have a small account and you're inconsistently profitable, it becomes more important to let your winners run. You can't be tripping over dollar bills, picking up pennies, or you'll be out of the game soon. I hope that makes sense. And maybe if I just keep saying this every day, it'll help just 1 or 2 people, and then it would have been worth it. CVS. So now I'm a little gun shy of these buyback programs because I love that buyback program on Hertz, and it did not work. I think some people scalped it and it worked. It didn't work for me. But CVS, $10 billion buyback, that's a huge buyback, 96.57. I posted in the room this morning when we hit it, and now we're pulling back. So we double topped at that area. But this name could provide some nice volatility today. And watch your WBA correlation. If anyone's asking me questions, I am terrible at reviewing chat and doing this live because it's just so difficult. So I know the mods are answering whatever questions you have, and I apologize. I'm not going to be able to take requests today because my list is still loaded. GameStop should give you some nice volatility. Earnings, they got a $105 million revenue miss is what I believe I read, and they have an SEC investigation. This is a very mild response to that terrible news. So I was looking at it yesterday saying this isn't the ideal daily bear flag. You typically want to see 3 candles in a row dog legging like that. But what is normal about GameStop? Nothing. So I would expect more of a bear to push to the downside. Your key support 159.05. So we'll see how this plays out. But Game should give you some nice volatility today. And also I would be looking to the bearish side. And let's go back to that small account and or inconsistently profitable trader. Stay away from names like this. Don't even I have this game that I play. GameStop. I don't let these gross names touch my good names. So I like NVDA, for example. So in my account, I won't even buy a name like this. I don't want it touching. It's so stupid, but I don't want it touching my good names. Now, do I have shorts in with my longs? Sure, all the time. But some of these trashy names, I just don't want them in my account. And this is a trashy name. And if you're a GameStop employee or the GameStop employee or CEO listening, my apologies, but I still think your stock is trashy. And AMC for that matter. NVIDIA. Are the tech generals going to tag in SMH? We've seen beautiful rotation over the last 2 years, well, not quite 2 years, since the COVID dump, of how money has just rotated. It's like musical chairs. Now I'm going to tag you in, buddy. Now I'm going to go sit on the bench. It has just been the relay race of all relay races, handing off the baton. Well, NVIDIA took a break yesterday. We had a daily inside bar. They took a break. But this chart is stinking gorgeous. Look at that. I was hoping we'd hold the 50 RSI, but we're getting a little inverse head and shoulders here on the RSI. So NVDA took a break. It was snoozing. I'm going to do Z's here. It was snoozing. So I am interested in NVIDIA to the long side today. So Apple took the brunt of everything yesterday and semiconductors took a break. So I am looking, even though I didn't like that AMD chart, so I usually look at those correlations, but NVIDIA, I just like this name to the long side. RH is, they stunned on earnings. To me, this could be a high of low bar setup, but our earnings names have not been working out very well at all. So, but either way, this should and could give you nice volatility. Don't forget about Wayfair and potential bullish correlation. Kathy Wood said Tesla and all their technology has not been fully realized yet. Don't let the peas touch the... Exactly, Stephen. Exactly. Don't let the peas touch the potatoes. I don't like my food touching on the plate either. My gravy, I don't want it running into my pork and beans. So you are picking up what I'm putting down. You are catching what I'm throwing. Tesla, positive news from Aunt Kathy Woods this morning, 1058 support, then 1057.40. You already know. So Elon's still selling. What do I keep saying? I like this chart. Elon's selling. That sucks. But look how they've held up. I mean, if, what's his name? Bezos. If Bezos had to sell as many shares as Elon had to, Amazon would be $5. It can't hold up under the weight of the selling. You see it. Anytime Bezos sells, you see it. I post about it in our room all the time. Every time I see it. But Musk, he is dumping major shares as he's required to do, and this thing's holding up. What a beast. I only like Tesla long from the 4-hour time frame and up. Shorter term time frame, sure, you could probably get some bear scalps in there. XLF, this is one of my favorite setups, is when you run into the daily 50 MA and you get a karate chop to the throat. This looks super bearish to me. However, I don't like that we're already down here. I need to bounce up to short. So that's why I skipped. Oh man, I have so many names to go over. GS. Oh, that's why I jumped to game. Gosh, I can't spell. Okay, so GS, top fish setup. If GS were to bounce toward 39961, I like this for a top fish setup. LCID, they have an offering. There's your resistance and support. I would only look to short bounces on this name today. I went over NVIDIA. What else did I skip? I think that's it. I went over RH, XLF, XBI. Dan went over XBI in yesterday's market review video. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. So a top fish on 118.26 area. If we were to bounce, even 117.14 could be a top fish area. I like this name for a short. I would say this is my queen of the mountain. XBI top fish and GS top fish are my two queens of the mountain today. And CNC top fish should provide a low risk, potentially high reward setup as well. That's it for me. I can spell, I just can't alphabetize is what I meant. Like I had game way down here. It's like I add names to the end and I try to alphabetize before I go, but whatever. All right. I love y'all to pieces. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for forgiving me for missing yesterday. I love what I do. TCGers, I will see you in the room. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and use stop losses. I like John Deere. For anyone that's still here, Whoever asked, Benzu. Yes. Oh, the tick trick. I don't know which video that is. But yes, I like John Deere a lot, actually, Benzu. I like it to the long side. Now I'm done. Bye.